week 2 of Turin'n Hotter Than Hell into Better Than Heaven. We are here at the bike shop to find out all about bikes because it's really hard to do a bike race without a bike. So let's check it out and go on inside.
Hi there, my name is Luke. I am with the bike stop here in Wichita Falls, Texas, and I am going to talk to you about different types of bikes for the Hotter Than Hell. There are 3 main types of bikes, and there are different subcategories within those types. Main ones being mountain bikes, road bikes, and hybrid bikes. A hybrid bike is pretty much what it sounds like. It's good for the circle trail, good for riding around town, good for commuting, good for doing anything probably 25 to 30 miles. Not saying you can't do more miles than that, but that's about what they're for. They're going to be comfortable, upright riding position, a good beginner bike. Road bikes, all different types of road bikes. Anywhere from, for a bike stop bike, anywhere from about $600 on up. With a road bike, typically going to ride anything from about a 23 millimeter tire on up. Standard is 28 millimeter road bikes. It is more comfortable, especially these wonderful chip and seal roads that we have in the North Texas area. A 28 mil tire soaks up a lot more vibration, and pretty much any road bike will be able to fit that these days. Road bikes will have drop bars, and we definitely recommend getting a bike that has the integrated brake shifter combo, which is like a Shimano STI shifter. Mountain bikes are pretty much what they sound. They're designed to ride off-road. They're gonna have suspension on them, have front and rear. Those bikes start around $500 and go on up to whatever you wanna spend. They are going to be flat bar. They're all the way from aluminum to carbon bikes. They are not really that efficient on the road, but people do use them to ride on commuting. They are going to be a little bit more upright riding position than a road, but they are pretty much designed for strictly off-road use.
What if I can't afford $500 for a bike, but I still want to do Hotter Than Hell?
If you pick up a used bike, I recommend bringing it to us for us to assess, to make sure it's safe and we can get you rolling. Pretty much if there's a few things that most used bikes need. They usually need a tune-up. So if you pick up a used bike, bring it to us. We will assess it to make it safe. We'll make sure it's the right size.
What about when it comes to little kid bikes and the little kids doing the 10K?
First thing with little kids bikes is you want to make sure they're safe on them. You want to make sure everything is tight, making sure they're not going to slip gears, make sure their saddle isn't going to slip on them. With kids, the main thing is safety, because a little kid will have fun no matter what. As long as most kids are outside, they're going to be having fun. So the idea with them is just make sure they're going to be safe.
There's some people I know that go to spin class all the time, and they say, well, I can't do Hotter Than Hell because I have a beach cruiser. Is that true? Could you do it on a beach cruiser?
You could, but you're going to be putting in a lot of effort, and you wouldn't want to go for a long distance.
I heard that on Hotter Than Hell, you have to be able to fix your own flat.
For the most part, yes, that's true. We sell flat kits. They're $50. They have the tools, the bag, the CO2, which that's what you use to air up your tube now, in the tube for $50. And we will gladly show you how to change it. Just come in the shop. It's a pretty easy tool. It's something that we do on a daily basis, so we can do it pretty fast, but we will slow it down for you, and we will walk you through how to do it in the shop. We will use the same tools that you will have in your bag. It's a pretty easy task. These days, a lot of road bikes are tubeless, which that means they run without a tube and they use a sealant inside. Most people still carry a tube because those can still fail if you run over a shard of glass or have a slid over about 2 or 3 millimeters. You still need to have an extra tube, so it is still beneficial to know how to change it.
So if I have a flat and I don't have a tube, then I'm walking?
You're walking, or hopefully you can call somebody, or in the Hotter Than Hell, most people should have an extra tube. Hopefully a nice pedestrian or rider will stop down and either help you out or give you a tube. The sag wagon, that is for if you have a mechanical issue that cannot be fixed on the side of the road, or you have a medical condition. If you just overheat, if you're not having the proper nutrition, a sag wagon does come around and they will pick you up and take you back to the finish line.
So that was Luke from the bike shop telling us all about bikes and what we need and what we don't need. My son, he bought a giant hybrid bike from here because he wants to do the mountain bike and the road bike. And the hybrid did that. The other thing is you can do, if you don't have a bike and you can't spend $500 on a bike, is borrow one. Find somebody who's not doing it, or somebody that has an extra that kind of trusts you, and borrow a bike in order to make this happen. Because honestly, bikes can be a big investment, and you may not be in it all the way for an investment like that. And if you need to, just create it. Watch one of my create it videos and create the bike you want. Because honestly, I actually used my manifestation, my creation powers, and I saw that I wanted a bike for $125 was all I was going to spend on a bike. I kind of created that, and then I went on Facebook Marketplace, and it ended up, instead of getting one bike that could do both, because I thought I would probably get a hybrid, I ended up getting a $100 road bike and a $25 mountain bike. And then I went in and got the mountain bike with a tune-up, and it's ready to go. So I have 2 bikes to do the race instead of 1, but I still created bikes for $125 because manifestation works and you can create. So make the goal, see it, feel it, then pray and let God bring it to you. I'm Jen Ransett, shining my light so that you can shine yours. Let's do this. And go. Okay. Welcome to week 2 of turning hotter than heaven into better than hell. Yeah. Okay. Hotter than heaven.